What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got some new news for you concerning Eddie Hearns. The man has big plans. He is constructing a deal for $1 billion to the American boxers, and through enough, it's a streaming, I think, called DMZ or DZM. And the streaming giant, what it is, this money is supposed to be filtered out for certain fighters that are signed with Eddie Hearn with his Matchroom. So, it's crazy, man, that like this particular deal is being made. No deal has ever been like this, and this is definitely raising some eyebrows for a lot of boxers. Of course, boxing fans should be happy because the deal promises that the fighters will fight a lot more often, And a lot of times, a lot of these deals don't get made with boxers because of the money, Sometimes it's something else. I think some of them, want to just duck a guy because they don't feel they can beat him and risk other things, losing an O or, getting a loss, but... And this way it won't matter if you have this much money that's already backing fights before they even happen. So for some fighters, they might look at it, okay, Eddie Hearn with a $1 billion deal, bullshit, that ain't going to happen. But you don't know. When the deal does happen, I'm just curious to see how many people are going to jump ship and come on over to that deal to join the benefits of that deal. Of course, you won't see Deontay Wilder or, somebody like that but because Deontay Wilder, he's anti-Eddie Hearn along with all Deontay Wilder's fans, which is cool, because if Deontay Wilder is comfortable with making, $1 million, $2.1 million a fight like he's been getting as compared to Anthony Joshua making 18 to 20 million a fight, so be it. You know what I mean? That's him. That's him at the end of the day. That's his prerogative. He can do that, But don't be saying that somebody is, a master or they on a plantation, and all that other old school bullshit that people still use, buck dancing and all that. Look, it's the results that the man does. He gives you results. He gives you action. He gets AJ a lot of fucking money to fight each and every one of his fights. So you can't say this is completely bullshit if he's already saying that he's working on that deal. That deal is $1 billion, man, I guarantee you. The guys that he wants, I bet you half of them sign as soon as they know that deal's signed. I guarantee you, unless they're in a contract with like Al Heyman, a Golden Boy, a Top Rank, and in that case, shit, they might have to buy themselves out of their own contract to get that particular signing bonus to come on over to Matchroom with Eddie Hearns and this big streaming deal. So, and another thing about it, those guys that say they're not, because a lot of people, they're not saying anything yet. They're just waiting, which is smart. Don't let your mouth get you in trouble because that happens with boxers lately, right? So they're just waiting to see what happens with this deal, man. If the deal is legit and it passes, it's going to be a lot of people that's jumping. And I mean people we know. And really, this type of deal, it questions loyalty or where a person really stands. I heard a saying that a person is 2 or 3 paychecks away from showing you how they really feel if you date them in a relationship. Well, the relationship between manager or promoter and fighter or manager and fighter, this will clearly test that. This will be put to the test. Will they be like Manny Pacquiao that has stayed with Bob Arum for freaking 20 years? Will they be that person? Now all of a sudden you got enough sense to leave? Will they be like that? Or will they say, you know what? No, this money's too good to pass up. I like the deal that was offered to me, and for that reason, I'm out. So that might be the case, more than likely. But it is a ballsy move, a strong move. So if it goes into place, if you build it, they will come. So if the deal gets made, fighters are going to come. He called out Errol Spence, the Charlo brothers, Danny Jacobs, many, many more guys. You know, and then really, I know what Eddie Hearn is doing. He already has the bulk or the best fighters, British-wise. All he's going to do is match them up and have tournaments every so often. So everyone can fight each other. Everyone's going to get paid, but everyone will lose. You know what I mean? As far as competition. You know, somebody has to win these championships. But we will definitely see who's the best. You know what I mean? Because you can imagine Chris Eubank Jr. fighting Danny Jacobs. You know, Billy Joe Saunders fighting Jermall Charlo. You know what I mean? But easy because they're all under the same stable. So there's no, oh, talk to my boy Al Heyman or Uncle Al or any of that. Imagine that. Imagine that, you know, Eddie Hearn really wants to be another Dana White. That's what it is. He wants to do that because the platform of UFC, the reason why it's flourishing like it is, because you get to see 6 or 7 freaking fights when you get a pay-per-view. You get a pay-per-view in America, you might get 2 or 3 fights. Maximum. You know, now if you go to one live, you'll see people on the undercard that is not televised, but not everyone goes to places live. Most of the viewers are from the tube, right? So everyone watches the tube, which is the television for people that don't know what that means. YouTube. But anyway. But yeah, that would be a great thing. It'll be an amazing thing. Everybody gets paid. Everyone gets to fight, see the fights they want to see. You know, so you win across the board, fan and fighter. So fan and fighter will both win. You know, it'll be a lot of savage fights, a lot of fights that wouldn't be made because of all the bullshit. You know, Oscar De La Hoya will probably get back on coke and bust his heart open doing coke if he loses a lot of guys like that. You know what I mean, because he can't afford to lose too many fighters. You know, he has Canelo, but you know, how long will Canelo fight? You know what I mean? So, and he has much more than Canelo though to worry about. You know, so no, the deal actually questions loyalty, definitely, 100%. You know, and I want to see who's loyal and who's not. You know, or who's smart, who just says, hey, this is a good business decision. This is business. You know, I want that money. I never made that over here. Can you match that? You know, can we do some price matching? So a lot of guys can use that as a bargaining chip, you know, in the promotional company they're already at. To, hey, Eddie Hearn just offered me $12 million signing bonus. What can you do for me? Can you give me $12 million in 2 fights if I stay with you? I can do $6 million one fight, $6 million the other fight. Can you make that happen, Uncle Al? You know, or Oscar De La Hoya, you know, or Mr. Aram? Can you make this happen? And if they can't, boom. You know what I mean? But you're going to see a lot of lawsuits because then again, you have a lot of guys realistically that are already signed 2 or 3 years with certain fighters. You know what I mean? So they can't breach contract for some shit like that. But, you know, things are going to happen. Canelo Alvarez did it with Oscar De La Hoya. Canelo Alvarez had to pay back his old promoter $8 million. And that was his excuse for not fighting Golovkin and giving up that belt like he did, that WBC belt. That was his excuse. Like, no, I had to go to court and I couldn't focus on that. And at the same time, for that reason, I was out. So, you know, he dropped that belt and paid that money to that old promoter. And it seems like that's going to happen a lot. So fighters are going to pay their way out, are going to get sued out of their contract and move with Eddie Hearns. You know, that's given the deal goes through. But if it does, it will be very interesting. So we just got to wait and see. So anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this particular $1 million deal, the AKA British invasion and Eddie Hearns. You know, is Deontay Wilder getting ripped off by Uncle Al? You know what I mean? Is Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn, you know, are they the new thing in boxing? You guys tell me. You tell me what you think. Appreciate your comments and concerns. Appreciate the remarks and feedback. Please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.